Saturday, and a bit of a rain now. Some showers happening in London, 15 degrees Celsius. Uh, that's good. I think it's the ideal temperature for playing chess. You don't want it scorching hot. So I think it's perfect for chess. Okay. You guys probably aware that Hikaru Nakamura is the 2023 Bullet uh, champion. A very dramatic game yesterday. He played against Magnus, and very close, very close. Magnus was very, you know, giving him a lot of appraisal to Nakamura as very strong indeed. It looked to me that it was incredibly close. So, not that huge of a difference, not a huge gap in between the two players. Hello, Damien. How's it going? You've seen yesterday Nakamura and Carlsen battling in the Bullet World Chess Championship. Very, very cool indeed. Thanks for stopping by. So let's have a look at this puzzle here, ladies and gents, until we get a larger number of viewers, perhaps if then we can decide if we want to proceed with a with an arena or just playing friendlies or just be discussing more puzzles and chess ideas and topics. Uh, we'll decide together. So let's have a look at this puzzle here now. We are moving with the black pieces. I know that the Black Queen is under threat currently, but I'm also very, very attracted by the bishop's diagonal b7 to h1. So I reckon it's got to do with that bishop before we actually reacting to the threat. Also, yeah, I can see that. I mean, it could be. Could be. We just need to identify if that's the strongest way to continue. So we need to investigate if rook takes, queen takes is stronger than pawn push check, for instance. Or maybe something else. Could it be something else? I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt it. I'm kind of convinced that it's got to do either with opening up the diagonal or just simply taking bishop. Sorry, yeah, taking the bishop on g5. I reckon it's a check first. Now, the check that black might play could be met with pawn forwards blocking. That is. Now, if that were to happen, we need to have a backup plan. So we just simply have to take them one by one. And another interesting idea could be queen over to e4, further checking. Now, after we do this, black would simply plays g1 or block with the rook. If they block with the rook, we could always take here, and actually I think looks very nice, very good. Now mentioning after queen on e4 check, we could also attack this guy on d5 twice. So this is that kind of puzzle that forces the solver, the chess player, with the visualization, which is actually the stuff we are facing all the time, either over the board or in our online chess games. We always facing again and again and again the same thing with the visualization. Good morning, Luca. Good morning. Thanks for stopping by. Now, I think that's quite promising, the pawn moving up. But what about rook taking? Is it that bad to take the rook? Sorry, to take the bishop. And rook takes and queen takes. That's also very attractive. It's also very attractive because we having this stuff at any time. The question is if we should proceed right now. Hell, after we play e3 check and after they block, we can still take here. I mean, you know, there is a branch within a branch. There is a branch within a branch. So which one's going to be, guys? If you have any ideas, You are more than welcome, people. If you reckon it has to be pawn push or rook takes or something else, but I seriously doubt it's something else. It's one of these two. It's got to be e3 check or rook takes g5. It's got to be one of these two. So which one is the strongest, you reckon, ladies and gents? Which one is the strongest? Luca, Damien, which one do you guys recommend to be played here? And hello to our new visitor, chess friend Daphne. Which one do you guys think he might be the best employable in this position here? Yes, I would be inclined towards the pawn moving forwards because it really just activates a whole bishop. I mean, it gets a whole bishop attacking and gives the black queen a possibility to get itself onto e4 at some point or someplace else. So I think it's the right way to continue. Again, we could take the bishop at any time, even after we push the pawn. The question is, do we want this guy coming here? And even if they did do that, we can always take it like this after queen e4, that is. So we could apply that idea as well. Now, I reckon after this check and pawn comes here, I guess we should be thinking about taking the bishop. So we got to oscillate. We got to verify rook g4, rook g5, rook takes g5, or queen takes c4. Queen takes c4. So this is the visualization. This is the stuff that actually wins or loses pretty much all of our games. Assuming, ladies and gents, we are playing the openings decently, assuming we've memorized and understood the lines of our favorite openings, you get into the tactics and visualizations straight away. After the first 8-10 moves, after you played automatically, you're opening and you're pretty much good at it and you understood the ideas, then you're getting into middle game tactics that actually will decide if you're winning or losing or drawing, of course, and or the ending. So that one is a middle game towards the end now, and we need to capitalize with the black pieces here. If I take the bishop, not a bad idea, I guess, but not a bad idea. But then they might even just push the pawn to block our bishop first, and that I think would be the setback. So Daphne, I think it's very interesting. Let me tell you why I reckon is not taking the bishop first. First, the check that I'm giving with the pawn advancement will force white to play something. I don't know. Either the pawn being pushed or king running away. For one. Secondly, if I take the bishop on g5, for instance, white mustn't take my rook. No, they might very well just play d5. There you go. Where is the check then? Yeah, I do take here. Then they take this. That is true. But I'm not fully convinced. Then, yeah, I might have some interesting ideas, though. But I think it's holdable by white here. So, for this particular reason, because I think the tactics might go crazy, I guess it's a very important idea to just get the bishop. I mean, hell, this is something. This diagonal, I think, matters absolutely. And it's very exploitable. Very exploitable. As soon as the queen eventually gives a second check here. But I guess then we are supposed to take the bishop first. So pawn advancement, check. They probably played this. And then we could potentially take the bishop. Which, by the way, can be taken afterwards. So that bishop can be taken afterwards. Because we give a check with tempo. So, ladies and gents, if we think similarly, probably we should proceed with e3 check with the bishop. I don't think it's that bad after all. It looks better than rook takes g5. It looks a bit better, I think. That's okay. That's why we're doing, Daphne. So if you find this useful, I'm very happy because practically that's why I'm doing this stuff for all of our friends to understand the ideas. I'm trying to make obvious all the thought processes behind the decision, and maybe it kind of helps some of the folks, some of our chess friends here, and we learn from each other. That's the whole thing. We are learning from each other. Again, if you think, guys, I'm wrong, you are more than welcome to correct me at any point. So I'm gonna go with the pawn, and looks like the correct way to proceed. This, then I could do this, or I could do queen here, and I think we gotta follow up with another check. Then they move this, then don't have a check. Probably I should just taking. Hello, Strobex. Right on time, dude. Right on time. Let's go with the pawn. Yeah, we were right. So now this is a very, very, very delicate moment, guys. So we got it right. So my thinking wasn't completely flawed. So at least I've got the first step correctly in my assessment, in our assessment. So pawn's advancement definitely gave us a tempo. Now, the big question is, Daphne, Strobex, who was the other friends, Luca, Damien, I don't know if you guys still here. If we should proceed with this check, or we should just simply take the bishop. Because if we play queen to e4, king might be just very well go to g1. I don't think they're gonna block. Of course they're not gonna block. We can't play hopeful chess. We cannot, and I would never advise any of my friends to play hopeful chess. This is very dangerous. So let's assume that White's going to play the best move. So after queen e4, they're going to do this. After this, we've got the very interesting, and I think quite lethal, bishop takes d5, preparing a battery for checkmating the white king on h1. So I think queen e4 is stronger, gives the necessary tempo, attacks the d5 twice, queen and bishop, forcing white to play something. And I think it's way stronger than rook takes bishop, which, again, ladies and gents, allows white to play stuff. You know, they don't necessarily need to take your rook. They probably defend against. They probably take on e3 with the queen or something. I'm not fully convinced. Actually, I'm quite not very happy to take the bishop here now, because I think I've seen the correct sequence, which is queen e4, checking the white king. If white blocks with the rook, we could take on g5, and then, yeah, I think that's the right stuff to do. Or after checking rook blocks, I think we just apply the same idea. Bishop takes d5, which I think is actually strongest, because it puts pressure on two things. It put pressure, it actually threatens checkmate. That's a very serious threat, the biggest threat ever, and puts pressure on the queen. So this is actually winning sequence here, ladies and gents. The more I look at it, the more looks like the real stuff to be played. Queen e4, whatever white plays, I think bishop takes d5, threatens checkmate, and attacks the white queen at the same time. So I guess that's got to be this, my chess friends. Strobex, you reckon that might be the case? I know you're a very keen puzzle solver. Thank you very much, Daphne, for verifying the line we've discussed and that you find it very reasonable. It's got to be clear, guys. It's got to be clear for... Oh, you have another... Oh, you're doing a puzzle of yourself. That's nice. If it's a fascinating, superb puzzle, you could share it at any time, Strobex. So let me go with the queen first, because it seems to be the logical move here. And bishop threatens checkmate, and queen under attack here. So, ladies and gents, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that makes a lot of sense here. I'm just going to play it. Am I getting checked or something? I don't think so. Well, they took the bishop, and now we can and we should take the queen. And after we take the queen, we're actually attacking twice this guy here. We still have to be careful after we take the queen because they might be taking in this fashion. Then we're going to get checkmated. We got to be very careful. So let's take the queen first because it's very defensible. If you were to be having this in a real game over the board or online, you still need to be careful after white rook takes, say, they do have a background checkmate. So you still have to think out stuff here. Be defending it. So you probably got to look at h6 ideas and, you know, overall protecting against the checkmate on the back rank. So always, you know, use the available time. Don't get incredibly exuberant because you've taken the other guy's queen. Hold your horses. It's not over until it's over. It's not over until the other guy either resigns or you checkmate them. And it's done. Okay? So refrain yourself from celebrating too early. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. I liked it. I liked it. Okie dokie. Let's try another one together. I like those. All right, what have we got here? My first instinct looks like it smells something. Rook takes a3. I mean, I'm very keen on doing this kind of craziness. It could or it couldn't, but that's the first instinct based on my previous experiences and stuff. Now, if that's correct, I need to spend a couple more seconds, or maybe you can reveal the supreme understanding here. It could be some in-between move. I mean, it looks very much exploitable on the terms that the other rook might be coming into play. I think it looks very good. Also, we must look at in-between moves. We must look at in-between moves. The intermezzo, as per the Italian term, or Zwischenzug, as per the German term, or the in-between, as per the English terminology and jargon. In-between. Is there an in-between, or it's a direct boom striking on a3? What do you think, ladies and gents? That might be the case here. Let's see. Any danger with this guy? Not in particular. I guess I'm absolutely okay with the d6. Let me look at the material. 3 minus 2 rooks. 3 minus 2 rooks and queen's cool. Am I getting checkmated in a move? No. So, guys, I think this kind of thought processes need to happen in our over-the-board or online games. You need to ask yourself, do I get checkmated in a move? Is there a checkmate in a move? Do I get fork? Do I get forked immediately now? Or do I lose material? And if you checked you're not in danger, you're not in immediate danger, then look for your tactical ideas. Now, let's look at this. What if I capture here? Probably they take. What's the idea? Not fully convinced. Not fully convinced. What about pawn advancement? Nah, that just, it's interesting. Do you know why this is a little bit interesting? I mean, if they were to take with the pawn, I could potentially take and have a check. That might be something. Ladies and gents, there might be something with the pawn. Now, the problem with the d5 pawn is, hell, they just take with the bishop. Okay? They take with the bishop. So they won't take with the pawn. So let's just not assume that our opponent will play our preferred variation, because it's not going to happen. Actually, you're going to pay with losing the game. So guys, hopeful chess, it's going to lose the game. Never, ever, ever hope your opponent will play that move that you're hoping them to play. You can't do that. Never play hopeful chess, and never hope, the other guy, because it's a lower rated player, they're not going to see. Okay? So just don't assume, he's not going to see that. Oh, he's not going to see that. Do not ever assume that. Play like if you were to play an engine or someone really strong and committed. And then play the best possible move you could personally see it as the strongest and most promising move. Never say no to hopeful chess. Never, ever. So let's assume now, again, if I push, probably bishop takes. So moves, takes, and then they could take with queen and stuff. It doesn't look very good. If I take the knight, pawn takes, what have I gotten here? I don't think I've gotten too much, to be honest. I don't think so. What else? What if I play knight to a... I mean, I'm just taking them one by one. What if I play knight a4? Knight a4. What the heck happens on knight a4 here? For instance, bishop might happen here, and then I've got an issue. I've got a very, very big issue here. Hello, conspiracy. Oh, absolutely. Strobex, I totally agree, man. I totally agree. Harold Stillman, thanks for stopping by. I totally agree. I will not. And conspiracy, totally, dude. I'll be here, I think, in half an hour. Um, I no, I do not underestimate. And if I am to go over the board in August now, as I have planned, um, I wouldn't assume the other guy because they aren't necessarily a higher rated player. They don't know what they're doing. So I don't do that. I just treat the games. I take them very seriously. I take them very seriously. I'm going to play the main lines I'm normally playing, and I'm going to give him my full attention. So I don't never underestimate the other guy. Just play the best stuff you can see. So being taken by elimination now, guys, I could say that I'm not fully satisfied with taking the knight. Actually, it looks very funky. I'm not sure. I'm not fully convinced about this move. I don't think it's strong enough. The main problem would be bishop takes. Now, if I am to push it a bit further and be absolute totally crazy, we might be thinking about knight f6. Check. But then I don't think is strong enough. Either pawn takes or something, and it's not going to end up very well. So I'm discarding knight a4. I am discarding bishop takes f5. I am not looking at bishop takes c4. So I'm going to put with the blue paint the moves I don't want to play, because I think they aren't the correct move. I'm not going to look at this anymore. I don't think I'm going to look at this anymore. I'm not going to look at this. I'm not going to look at this. I can't look at that. So I am going to investigate a bit more. Rook takes a3, the first instinctive move that I wanted to play in the first place. Why? Because if they, for instance, play something like bishop takes e6 after rook captures a3, then we have a devastating check. King must take, and then we are finishing with queen a7. King goes b1, queen goes a2, check and mate. That would be one possibility. Again, if rook takes a3, white has to take the rook. They must take the rook. Let's assume, so they take the rook. I think they have to take it, otherwise it's checkmate in 2 moves. So rook takes a3, and white must take b2 takes a3. How do we continue beyond that point, though? Let me look at the queen, because then probably I have to play something like queen to a7. Well, for sure they can defend against queen to a7. Either king, either queen, they can defend against. For instance, like this. Queen to b2. Then what do I actually play? This is a complicated one. This is a complicated one. It may be another move order. It could be another move order, though. It could. I mean, maybe rook a3 is not necessarily a bad idea. I think after pawn takes, not the queen, I think it's the other rook, actually. And after queen plays, hell, I'm gonna give another. I'm gonna attack them like this exactly. Oh my God, guys, did you see the craziness here? Rook takes a3. You're gonna sacking 2 rooks one after another. Rook takes a3. Pawn takes. Rook plays a8. threatening to take this guy. Now it's not. I mean, can they just ignore it? I'm not sure. the The idea is if white tries to defend with queen b2, we can then just go fully berserk here with rook a2. And if queen takes, we take the queen with check. And I think this is looking very good stuff. So again, I think this puzzle, Strobex and Conspiracy Daphne, Iron Stillman. I don't know if you guys still watching, but I think it's based on rook takes a3 and following then rook to a8. And if queen defends, we're gonna sack the other rook as well. But this time on a2. And the price would be two black rooks versus two pawn being traded for two pawns and a queen. And I think, given the complexity and the madness of the position, I think it's very promising. Um, in the first second, I said rook takes a3. As soon as I saw the puzzle on the screen, I said that's it, rook takes a3. Then I looked at bishop takes, pawn takes, knight h4, knight a4, and I wasn't completely satisfied. It just went worse and worse. I didn't see any stuff here. If we had to break through Strobex and Daphne and um, Stillman, if you're still there, if we had to be breaking somehow, it's got to do with rook capture, in principle. Unless there is a tactic that I'm just completely not noticing, which it happens. You would expect beyond 2700 puzzle rating to having crazy stuff thrown at you. So I'm not expecting to be easy, any of these. But that looks really playable. Um, if this were happen over the board, I would give probably most of the available time. I would just because this is the moment. Actually, this is the defining moment of the game, in which Black has to spend the necessary amount of time to find out the strongest move. No, I think it's more than. No, I think this puzzle is a bit more than 2700. It's a bit more. Could be 2900 puzzle rating. We're gonna find out at the end. And the pass rate. We're gonna look at the pass rate. I mean, there are a lot of pieces here. You know, there are a lot of tactics here, but none of them is very satisfactorily. Apart from rook takes a3, which looks like it's breaking. I found a variation in which I'm trading two black rooks for a queen and two pawns. I think that's good. The problem would be after rook a3, pawn takes, and rook a8. White mustn't necessarily play this stuff, right? I mean, they could do like bishop takes or something, to which I would probably take the pawn. And after they take my rook, I would probably double up. So I think I might have a checkmate here. So that's how I look at it. Again and again, Strobek's visualization, the delight and the torture of the chess player's life. The delightment and the torture simultaneously. How do you want to put it? It's pleasure and pain at the same time. How should I put it? It's a torture because you have to mentally really get to the end of it, and you don't know. You might be just losing the game. And it's a delightment because it's absolutely fascinating and it's beautiful and it's highly aesthetic from a conceptual point of view. So that's why I love chess amongst other things. I find it incredibly beautiful and aesthetic, conceptual wise. So it's a pure conceptual pleasure, pure intellectual pleasure, if you want to put it this way. Oh, that's a nice quotation, dude. It belongs to you. Chess is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is willing, or a chessable course. You know, I would slightly adjust the quotation, and I would say chess is pain and pleasure. That's a nice one, man. Start writing a book with statements or with aphorisms. I would say chess is pain and pleasure simultaneously. I don't think it's just one extreme. I think it's the other extreme as well. So I don't, because if you were pure pain, you wouldn't just find me here. I mean, I really want to have some satisfaction out of it. I can't just wallow in pain unnecessarily. No, it's gotta be some nice experience as well, dude. So Strobex, by the looks of it, if I haven't missed too many ideas, I guess Rook captures a3. Yes. I'm gonna go with that because I can't find anything. I mean, I could be wrong, you know. It could be a. Let me tell you something. It could be an annoyingly uneventful move. I mean, bloody hell. Could it be G6? Well, why? I mean, could it be a G6 just to make you, feeling very uncomfortable? Could it be what? I mean, feeling annoyed, so to speak. I mean, maybe sending the knight away. Maybe sending the knight away. Or maybe. Okay, let me look again at d5, though. But d5 will be met with bishop takes. And then even if you take, they just take with the queen. Really, I do not think that's the idea. I don't think that's the idea. Rook a3 looks really exploitable. Hey, that could. Oh boy, King H8. That would be so frustrating. I would just stop the stream. If it's King H8, I would just stop the stream. I'm leaving. I mean, I can't have that. I'm sorry. King H8. That would be absolutely a finisher for me. I mean, that would be the supreme insult. I mean, come on. It's just King H8. I mean, I don't say no. It could be. You made me laugh, dude. I mean, that's something. King H8, right? Okay. I'm gonna stop the stream. If it's King H8, I'm gonna just close everything. Yeah, this is just up. I mean, I don't say no, but I don't see the reason why it would be King H8. That's why I don't do it. But I appreciate the humor. It could be, but I absolutely do not see the highest order as why would be imperative King H8. I don't see the imperative for King H8. I don't see the highest law. Why King H8? I don't think so. I don't think King H8. I don't think G6 unless there is some tricky tactics that I missed here. I didn't look at all at knight takes E4. I haven't for a second because it doesn't make any sense. Let me tell you something about knight E4. A little story would be that knight E4 attacks the queen. Let's just put it this way. It does attack the queen. Now, assuming that will have to be captured back straight away. And when this happens, then we might take the bishop. So taking the material back. Just saying. Now the queen is in a pin, I'll give you that. I absolutely give you that. But let me tell you something super crazy here. Strobex, actually, after knight e4, f takes c4, and bishop takes c4, if I am to give black one more shot, that would be bishop d3 check. And the white king has to run away, right? I don't think it pays off because this rook is actually defended twice. No, thrice by the bishop itself, so I don't think it works. Still, I'm reverting back to rook takes a3, which I'm going to play anyway. I think it's just taking for too long. And that's incorrect. Don't tell me it was knight e4. Oh, look, they could tell me everything, just don't tell me it was king h8, right? Just don't tell me it was king h8. That's just too much, man. Buzzer rating 2629, pass rate 36.6. Okay, what the heck was it here? Knight takes e4. Oh, bloody hell. Knight takes c4, which I had just discussed with you, Strobex, actually is the correct one. But for what freaking reason? Because I don't think that works. I mean, okay, I'm taking the bishop back, right? Yeah, I'm taking the bishop back, exactly. And the pawn. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that was the move, man. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the analysis board because actually I've seen it, but I misevaluated the whole bloody thing. I misevaluated the whole freaking thing. The whole thing. I misevaluated. Actually, what I'm winning here, if you look at this, I'm winning a pawn, and I'm threatening to take this one with check and taking the rook. So at the end of it all, let me put on the analysis though. Because I wasn't convinced actually. So, bishop here. Is rook... No, rook a3 is not even being considered because it's a disaster. Knight takes c4, pawn takes. I get this. Bishop takes c4. What if they don't take that bishop, by the way? What if they don't take the bishop? Ah, of course. Now it makes sense. If they don't take the bishop, first, they practically don't have too many options. But what we do have, I think it's this, though. Because if queen takes, how many times am I hitting there? No, wait a minute. Okay, let me just play something. Let me just play something. Um, what can I possibly play? Let's play rook h to what? Rook h to d. Okay, rook h to d. Fine. What does black play here? Man, that was a crazy difficult one, man. This is just not... Okay, there wasn't a checkmate. Maybe I was just wrongly envisaging that it's got to be a checkmate. It wasn't a checkmate. It was a superior, more attacking position, in which we grab a pawn and increase the attacking power. E takes d5, queen d7. So if e take d5, queen d7, threatening this idea. And then they can't do this, can't do this. So that was a subtlety, which I kind of smelled it. I told you I haven't quite looked at knight takes c4, but I mentioned I just completely misevaluated. Completely misevaluated. But you know something? I'm happy it wasn't king h8, Strobex. I'm happy it wasn't king h8. So I think that's still very good. Oh boy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's good stuff, man. It's good you've returned. We had a hell of a puzzle, and I have missed evaluated, and it is what it is. Okay. Now, what do we do? That one looks exploitable, but how am I going to do that? What else have I gotten here? Then we can have a quick analysis, guys. If you played any games yesterday, we can look at them now, maybe one. Yeah, we could do that. Definitely. Okay, let's make a common, a collective effort here and see if we can sort out this mess. Oh my days, you play the robots today. Okay, never bad. Can't be bad. Play the robots. That's good stuff. Let me think about this stuff here. Bishop takes here. No, wait a minute. What do I want to do, actually? What if I just push b6? Is b6 that bad, after all? Is b6... Is b6 that bad? Where do they go? Well, they gotta go here, for instance. Just give an example. What does that achieve? Well, it does achieve like what? What does that achieve? I mean, I would like to exploit the f3. Is that even possible? Or is there something else? I mean, it could be something else. It could be something else. Could be anything. That's very good. You could also play the AI. You could also play humans over the board, or, you know, you're going to be playing humans very likely because with the engine, I think the race is lost already. I don't think Homo sapiens can compete with the AI. I don't think we can beat the engines now. And whatever happens in the future, for that matter, they will just simply get stronger. I don't think, I mean, you might be able to just draw against an engine if you get into some specific lines and you understand them so deeply that you're going to be drawing. So you might be able, if you are incredibly strong grandmaster, to draw against a bot. But the race, I think, is just pretty much lost against the engines. Oh, Strobex, you've seen it. Okay, man. Let me look at it myself now. I really wanna notice stuff here. And if I don't, I'm gonna ask for your help, guys. Especially Strobex who've noticed already what to play. Okay, let me see. Let me see. No, we can't win against Stockfish. No, we can't. I don't even know if we can win against a robot that was made like 10 years ago. I mean, Kasparov had big problem with Deep Blue. And when did that happen? Like in 1990 something? Guys, when did Kasparov play Deep Blue? 1990 what? 95? When did that happen? So you can't beat Deep Blue. Okay, Kasparov barely pull a draw against that robot or something. So you can't do nothing. Yeah. Nice one, Strobex. Nice one. Nice one. Okay, let me see if I can if I can think of something here because it's just getting weird. Ah, I'm getting this guy off the board. Whatever they do, I'm having an almighty check, and then I might just be having this, and then we're threatening this kind of ideas. And I don't think I need to play any B6 idea for one. Any other stuff? Let me look. So I think I need to get rid of this guy first in order to exploit E2 square. And then possibly some knight A4 trying to get to G2, ladies and gents. Could that be the case, people? Okay, Strobex, is that according to your own understanding, or there's something simpler which I'm completely not seeing? Could that be the case? Removing the bishop is actually instrumental for exploitation of the E2. No, I mean, I'm taking the bishop off the board because I want to play knight e2 check. Now, if queen takes it, I'll just take the queen. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Of course I'm going to take the queen. So I'm going to remove the bishop. And now I'm going to play this. And if they take the knight with the queen, I don't have a problem. Let me look. Of course I'm going to play this. Hey, exactly. It won't matter. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's fine. That's fine. I don't object. I don't object. That's cool stuff. Absolutely cool stuff. Could they have played though f3 after knight f4? After knight f4, threatening checkmate with queen g2. Could they have played f3? Just asking for a friend. Yes, conspiracy. We could definitely review the last stuff you played, dude. Hold on a sec, yeah. So I don't deny the efficiency of the stuff we had played here. So b4 by the engine. Bishop takes. Okay. Pawn takes knight e2. So I guess well, king can't move anywhere, can they? Well, that can't even, what? Because it's check, dude. It's check. It's forced. Yes. It's check. It's absolutely check. Queen is being forced because knight e2 means check. And king can't move. So f3 is completely not playable. Or any other stuff for that matter. Brilliant, brilliant accuracy by Strobex again. Brilliant accuracy. Fabulous stuff. Conspiracy, come on, dude. Let's do your last game you've played. Let's do the last stuff. Conspiracy, 1, 2. There must be you, dude. Okay. What's the stuff here? The 45 move one or the 29 move one? Hey, those guys that you're playing against, they play with 91% accuracy at 276 rating. I'm quite impressed. I am very impressed. You play the guy 276 or 91% accuracy. I'm very impressed. Okay, so which one do you want to look at, Conspiracy? I am exactly into your archive now, so to speak. I mean, it's public stuff. Everyone can see everybody else's games. Oh, okay, cool stuff. Did we look at the 45 move one yesterday, or which one was it? Sorry. Let me do this one, and let's just. Oh, Wayward Queen attack. Okay, I think I remember that one. Okay, let's take the 29 move one, which we didn't do because we're gonna look at this now, and I'm gonna flip the board so we can have your perspective of blacks. Mechanical Turk was actually a guy hiding in a box. That's cool. Okay, let's do the stuff. Let me just cover everything here. Okay, you played the Scandinavian here. Okay, yeah, you could go with the queen. By the way, you could go with the queen back, or you could play queen a5. I think in the nowadays approaches, go with queen a5 in the Scandinavian. I don't say that's like losing or something. What I'm just saying is that that's one of the preferred line is queen a5 or queen d8, but queen a5 is very often played. Okay, didn't I toggle off all the lines? Okay. Bishop c4. What did you play? Knight c6. Okay. Let me tell you something about this move. You like the Scandinavian? That's awesome. And you know what I mean? That means you have to look at titled or strong players that do Scandinavian. So you really need to understand the stuff happening. This one, I don't think it's a necessary move you have to play. I totally understand you want to attack here twice, right? I mean, I get it. I understand that. The little problem, so to speak, would be that your opponent will respond to d3, stopping your bishop to collaborate with the knight, and they will be revealing the other bishop's diagonal, and they will be getting good tempo pieces out. Then they will be playing something like a3 at some point, and you're going to have to spend the tempo getting the knight back. So you are wasting precious tempi here. You're wasting tempos moving twice the same piece in the opening. So that's not a sufficient reason to play knight b4 because it's defendable. Your opponent can very successfully defend against the apparent threat, which they did. Now you'll have to spend another tempo, get your knight somewhere safe after a3 had been played. So I'm not sure. So this little details conspiracy gets you to end up in a worse position than your opponent. This kind of moves. You shouldn't have played the knight. You should have played something like e6, knight f6. That's what you should have played. Oh, that's a blunder. Oh, this is it. This is, I would say this is a bit of a game over now. Because this is just a blunder. Knight takes c2. There's just giving a piece here. Unless there is a tactics I'm missing, I would say you just given them a piece for free. I mean, not for free. You took a pawn, okay. But that's just not enough compensation. Conspiracy, remember the value of the pieces. A knight is 3 points, and the pawn is a point. You don't want to trade the knight for a pawn unless you have a super strong attack, or you play a sacrifice and you're going to checkmate them. You don't want to play knight c2 because now you just lost the game. Not immediately, but it's just getting worse and worse now. They just trade off everything. Yeah, you could have probably looked at some bishop h6. That is correct, Conspiracy. So for this reason, don't trade the knight for a pawn. No, no, no. Now you made another blunder. So the reason you lost the game, I've collected 3 bad moves you played. Knight to b4 first, complete waste of a tempo. Knight takes c2 pawn, the first big blunder. And the second big blunder and the third mistake, so to speak, is right now. You've castled, completely ignoring pawn takes bishop. So that's the third mistake and the second big blunder. So you will not be able to win. You will not be able to win by giving up on your pieces like this. It's impossible. You're already 2 pieces down. You can't really. It's already bad here. You should have at least looked at something like bishop h6, something with activation or a pin, something, either pin or direct attack on the king, because it's already pretty bad here for black, I'd say. So Conspiracy, that's why you've lost the game. That's the very blunt being said. I don't want to sugarcoat things because it's not going to help anybody. I never sugarcoat. I mean, I'm encouraging all my friends. I'm encouraging all my younger students. But when it's a blunder, it's just a blunder. And that's why you lost. 3 blunders, 2 mistakes. Well, 1 mistake, 2 blunders so far. And this is not the strongest move. Now they just simply go for the kill. They play bishop to d3 because they want to take on f5 and actually take your queen. And whatever you play, it's not strong enough. You can win a tempo with bishop h6 and then move the king away. But this is bad. Whichever way you want to look at, it's just bad. Everything's bad here. It's finished. You saw that stuff? Yeah, and that's a third blunder, and that's the last blunder. I would have just resigned. I would have resigned as soon as I would have lost a minor piece, really. If I'm playing a game, especially if it's a rapid game, if I do a rapid game and I drop a piece, I just resign the game. I don't resign if it's bullet. If I'm doing a bullet, yeah, even a blitz, depends. If it's 5+5, I'm just resigning. If it's 3-0 and I'm dropping a knight, and let's say we got like 1 minute left, me and my opponent. No, if my opponent is like 1 minute left and I'm dropping a piece, I might pursuing a bit more, especially if it gets complicated. So I'm being very straightforward, very practical. If it's a 5 minutes and 5 increment and I drop a piece, I just resign. If it's a rapid game or classical, and I hope never will happen to just drop a piece, I'm resigning straight away. I'm just wasting my time. I'm wasting everybody's time. No, it's just 3 blunders, one after another. You lost the queen. That's it. Game over. So, Conspiracy, knight b4 completely unnecessarily, and then like 3 blunders, one after another, so to speak, when you gave up a... So you lost the knight, then you lost the bishop, then you lost the queen. So 2 pieces and a queen, impossible to win here. Again, Conspiracy, whatever you want to play, whatever opening with either white or black, you try to not lose pieces in the opening. That's the only thing you need to remember now. Ask yourself, do I lose the piece? Do I lose a piece? Just ask yourself this. Am I losing a piece here? Do they threaten to take a piece from me? That's what you have to do, really. Well, the important thing is not to conspire against yourself. So it's good if you want to plan something against others, but just don't play against yourself. Okay, so don't play against yourself. Chess is based on the idea you may want to win. Hi there, Stella. Thanks for stopping by. We're just reviewing some of our friends' games that they played and trying to make it very clear for them that it's very important in the opening, apart from applying the golden rules of the openings, which is middle pawn, knight and bishop, bishop and knight, okay. Castle the king, it's important not to blunder pieces. Strobex, have you had any notable encounter with a strong player? Would you like to review or to share with us the game you've played? Yes, if it's late where you are, conspiracy, you just go to bed, dude. If it's too late, I don't want to stay awake because of this. I think the London system is very solid, is very positional. It allows you to play the same moves pretty much regardless of what black might be employing, not just always. So you don't need to ignore your opponent. You never ignore your opponent. Yeah, so you never ever ignore your opponent. We could do that, Strobex, or we could just simply, yeah, you could do it. So until you find that other game, we could just do another puzzle. We could just do another puzzle. Especially having your contribution, it makes me very confident now. So when you and there was another guy, Steve something, that guy was also um, a very keen puzzle solver. Yeah, good night, dude. Have a good night. And yeah, see you in principle tomorrow. I don't see why not. You're welcome, dude. No, I'm not quite a full time. So every now and then, because it doesn't pay off at all. So yeah, I'm not streaming that much. It's just 1 hour, like 60 minutes, 90 minutes, depends. And depends on the viewers, that is. So I would imagine if I had like a large number of viewers, I would seriously consider to be spending more time. But other than that, it really doesn't pay off. And just, yeah. I'm just enjoying now my time with my friends here for a while. And then, yeah. So, Black to Move. Hey, Strobix, look at this one, dude. Is the bane of our chess players' lives. King and Rook versus King and Two, incredibly scarily, traumatically advanced pawns. Look at this trauma here. I mean, this is. I mean, if you don't check the king, you've got a serious problem. The question is, where exactly you're gonna target the king from? You're gonna go on the h5 or you're gonna go b1, which looks like we may want to play that one. We may want to play that one. I mean, I'm inclined towards rook b1 check because that forces them to go, kind of like maybe on the a file. Not necessarily. Rook and pawn endgames, it's a nightmare and it happens so often. I mean, so often. And this is particularly incredibly delicate because one misstep and they get a queen. I mean, it could be rook or it could be. I actually don't think it's a rook. Okay, the problem is now I'm just talking and thinking at the same time. I haven't actually looked at it properly. I am actually interested in king d7. Reason being, they can't move to promote. And even if they push the other guy, I'm going to take and then just stop it altogether. So I wouldn't bother with the rook at the minute. I would just bother with this. I would just play king to d. I mean, it makes sense. If it makes sense, if it's logical, if it looks like everything is covered, I think it should be nice and safe. I think king d7 looks very good. This is it. King d7. Do you think something stronger here, Strawberry? I don't think something stronger. Actually, for that matter, I think rook here would actually helping white. You know? Would help them. And actually, I think we're getting serious trouble. Might. There is always getting the rook. Yeah, but no, I don't like it. No, 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 no. It's gotta be king d7. I think I should look at a ton of puzzles with rook and pawn endgames. I think I should do a ton of rook and pawn endgames. Knight and pawn endgames. These are monstrous. So the biggest nightmare is rook and pawns, advanced pawns puzzles, knight and advanced pawns puzzles. This is another nightmare. And visualizations. So I need to work with these in particular. I think my openings are fairly decent because the lines I'm playing, I've been playing them for some time, and I'm fairly confident with the openings. But the visualization in the tactics are a perennial issue. Perennial issue. Now I think, hold on a second. Yeah, I think we can play this. If they do check, I'm moving this. And if they do this, we're going to checkmate. This is it. This check takes moves checkmate. I'm taking the most aggressive alternatives for white here. It doesn't work this in particular. I'm just it's just getting a bit funky. I don't want that. But I think this one just puts a stop, puts a hold, like pretty much forever. It's an absolute stopper. And if the king comes here, of course we're just gonna play this and game over. So king c8, ladies and gents. We don't care very much. And yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, rook and pawns endgames are super, super challenging. That's a very good trick, Conspiracy. You can imagine good stuff about your future identities, social, professional identities. You can imagine this kind of stuff, and it might help you to get a nice, good night's sleep. All right, so that's an over the board game you played here. Robex, so let's just do this one. It's an over the board? I'll just take this one. Let's take the first. So you being what? White here? Okay, cool stuff. Hey, that's a slightly unorthodox G3, but nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. That's nothing wrong at all. Wait a minute, that looks good. Freaking hell, you took a bunch of space on the king side area. I don't like that one in particular. I mean, he tries to develop on the queen side, but I'm not very seduced by it. Hold on a second, I think we've done this yesterday. Okay, I gotta take the second one or something? Check, you moved, attacks. Whoa, what's going on here? You took the pawn, very nice. I wonder. Yeah, you took, yeah, no, that's the right one. That's the right one. You played b3 here. Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. Very nice. This is so nice. Queen to f3. I wonder if, let's see, f6, would that been any good, f6? And I'm looking at two ideas. What about knight to e6? Or maybe it's too premature. Now, you need to get more pieces in action. You need to get more pieces in action. Either a6 or... Yeah, no, you need to get your pieces in action. Also, the undermining here, but no, they take with the queen, takes, I'm not sure. You need to get more pieces, that's true. Could be some ideas. I'm looking at a3, I'm looking at f6. What did you play? Not a bad one. You got the rook. That's a bit slow. I think you might be able to play some... Yeah, you closed it. That's it. Castled. Very nice. Very nice. You're taking a... What? No, hold on a sec. There's something weird happening here. Is rook e4 the right stuff here? Really? Rook e4, bishop take. I mean, you willing to give up on a... Okay, I'll give you that. The bishop is incredibly strong here. And if they push, you're going to play something like knight e6, forking. Dude, this is nice. This is... Yeah, good night, Conspiracy. Absolutely, dude. I'm very happy you're dreaming of becoming a title player. I think you actually will. I think you will actually become a title player eventually. Absolutely. So you're targeting the rook now, which has to move. Actually, this is a subtlety. Actually, this is nice because the bishop here is super strong. But you got to be careful about this kind of ideas, I think. So he's going to move the rook. Oh, man, this is sweet. This is sweet. Bang and boom. This is sweet, man. This is absolutely, absolutely superb stuff. 96. He's got to take a new take. Oh man, this is game over. Wow. I wonder. No, you can't actually get the queen here because they're gonna trade. You don't want to trade. This is. Oh man, Rook takes f6. What a finisher! What a finisher! Ah, you didn't even bother with that freaking bishop being attacked. Wow. Very nice one, dude. Very, very nice one. I mean, this is sweet, man. What a game. Hold on a second. Let me see. I think the accuracy is superb here. You gotta have at least an 85, if not more. This is just superb. Dude, that's good stuff, man. Where is the hold on a second. Let me at least get the PGN here somehow. Copy the PGN. Let me go here. Let me put it on this board here. That was such a nice game. Hold on a sec. Can I do it like this? I absolutely loved it. It was positional and like step by step, you were just suffocating them. I mean, step by step by step. You were like relentless. Wow. And that rook, I mean, rook, when you played the rook on f4, I think that was, yeah, exactly as I said, it's at least 80, 85. Exactly. At least 85. You didn't do any blunder, any miss, any mistake, just three inaccuracies. So that rook on f4 you played was spectacular, man. Let me go to that thing. So, aren't you a national master or something? Dude, this rook e4, it's a freaking move, man. This is something. I mean, this is a freaking big subtlety here. The rook to e4, willingly giving a rook for a super active bishop with potential on the e4 h7 diagonal and e4 a8 diagonal is phenomenal. Yeah, I think you probably might be bigger than that. I mean, you need to get yourself some rating, Strobex. Just go to some over the board stuff because you're doing too well, dude. I think you should be a national master, or maybe more. That's so sweet. This is so. I mean, rookie four. It's a very classy move. Yeah, Black has an incredibly dormant, incredibly non-existent knight on a5. This guy doesn't exist. And you actually traded a super active bishop with one of your rooks and actually activating a bishop in a killer manner. I mean, bloody hell, what? Okay, queen e2 inaccuracy, they say f6. I was thinking about f6 even before. That looks something to be exploited, but that's how you decided to play. Queen e2 is the second line of the engine, by the way. So if you play this over the board, I think your rating should be a little bit of a national master or something. It's just the find is very sweet, very good stuff. Yeah, I'm still exactly. So f6. I think I said when I firstly saw the game that f6 is actually something we really need to look at. Yeah, f6 was. Yeah, you practically waited for them to play that in order for you to do the fork and actually get your stuff back. No, I mean I fully appreciate that. I mean and not just that you took your stuff back. You know what I like about this stuff? You're actually opening up the bishop in an incredibly dangerous manner. I mean, this is freaking awesome. Oh man, this is just oh god. So he should have played what? Dropping the rook? Come on, a human will just cry at this stage. A human would just cry at this stage. I mean, no, you just you can't. That's it. It's a little bit done. Wow. And yeah, and when I've analyzed the game on Lee chess, when I saw the Queen F1, I didn't know it's a brilliant move, but I'm absolutely in awe because if he takes, you're gonna just deliver this, then you're gonna deliver this, and it's just game over. This is just spectacular stuff. So I think you should be getting your rating updated because you played some great moves, very many decent moves, and you played a brilliant stuff, brilliant visualizations and stuff. I think you might be a national master, man. You should get your rating. Uh, Spectacular. Yeah, I mean, look at this, 2300. Okay, so the game was superb. You did that over the board. I'm pretty much confident. When I said that you might be a national master, I think that's the case. If you are consistent and play like this, Strobex, in competitions, gonna get your rating up, man. It's a 2300 game played like. It's, it's very good stuff, man. Very good stuff. You played so positionally, so insightful. You didn't waste it. Yeah, okay. There were a bunch of. I mean, for black, I can see a bunch of inaccuracies here. Look at yellow for black and for white. You did play like I don't know how many inaccuracies. Does I mean, come on, one, two, three inaccuracies. Come on, it's just very, very good played. Sorry, you were white or black? Yeah, I'm completely confused. You were white or black? Why does it say? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You were totally white here. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yes, yes. No, that's fine. Nice one, man. This is absolutely superb. Okay, Chino Strobex is just one viewer. Let's just do one more puzzle and then I'm going to wrap it up because it's just one viewer. So let's just do one more puzzle. Maybe one, two viewers and... Okay, let's just think about one more puzzle and then we're going to wrap it up here. So if I move the knight, I'm going to have an almighty discover check. Perhaps a double check actually here. Now, I don't know if it's this or if it's that. So that's to be debated. Hey, it could even be this. It could be this. So we got like three candidate moves. One, two, three. Now this stuff, I love it because it's a check. They can't really block with the rooks because I've got a knight on c5 defending this square. So they will have to potentially go maybe here. And if they do that, we could do this. If they go here, should be able to deliver more striking moves here. Perhaps this. And they can't really defend. I think that's quite strong. So I like this one. Is there any other stuff here? What about this one? Double check. If they move this. Not sure though. Nah, even if I check here, then they probably take. Nah, I'm not sure. I guess we should be taking this. Should be taking knight takes c5. And it's looking very good. Knight takes c5. They have to play either this or that. So we've established knight c5. If they go here, we're going to play this. Maybe this. Maybe this one is better. Maybe knight e6 is better because it takes this and this. It could be. But knight c5. Oopsie daisy. That was a nice c5. Then if you... Okay, I didn't calculate them all. What? Come on, that's just... So not knight c5, not knight d6. What the heck was it? Because of this. Because of this, and when they do that... then checkmate on g8. Yeah, I was just rushing it. I was just rushing it. 1 and 2. Checkmate on g8. Now I can't be touched because the rook defends it. Yes. Knight f6. Knight f6 and then checkmate on g8 eventually. Yes, okay. Right. Okay, Strobex, thanks very much for being here, dude. Definitely should be going to your over-the-board tournaments in the US, wherever you got an opportunity. If you can travel and stuff, I think you should because you're playing very well. I mean, the stuff you showed me that you played over the board last year, it's superb. The game I've seen now, I absolutely love it. The game you showed me yesterday, that was splendid too. But this one, I mean, just looks so nice and accurate, man. So nice and accurate. You didn't waste any no time. You didn't do ridiculous moves, and the rookie four was phenomenal, and Queen F1 is just the supreme finisher. Absolutely spectacular, man. Really do get your nice rating because you're doing incredibly well. I'm happy to have met you, dude, because I think you're a good player, very good player. I don't know. Have I sent you an invitation for the club just in case we are going to do some arenas or some battling with other clubs and stuff? Have I sent you club invitation or something? Oh, you. Oh, okay, cool. Just in case we're gonna do any club battles or something, I think you might be one very strong guy here playing. Cool stuff, man. Thank you, Strobex, and thanks the other visitors. If you guys are coming back at any point to revisit the stream, if not, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow afternoon again. 12 1 p.m. afternoon UK time, and depends on the viewers. We need 4 minimum for arena. If not, we're just gonna do the same stuff. Strobex, thanks, dude. You're the last one here. Cheers, dude.